All right, next question is, what do you think about the tax system and avoiding it? Keyword there, avoiding, evading. Tax evasion, illegal. Tax avoidance, very much legal. You want to avoid tax at all costs. Now, this is a very, very complicated topic. I used to always be the biggest fan of tax because basically my mom worked for NHS, which for those of you guys who don't know, NHS, she was a receptionist at Chelsea Westminster Hospital. So just working minimum wage as a receptionist. And I was always very proud of the fact that, you know, basically my main citizenship is British. I was actually in the process of reapplying for my Russian passport. Started the process like 6 months ago, and then everything happened. I was like, you know what? I don't think I need one. I'm good actually. So yeah, British passport is basically my main passport. And I was always very, very proud of the UK for having free healthcare and all this stuff. And I mean, all first, my mom would come back from work and she'd tell me all the stories of all the people that would just take advantage of the free healthcare system in the UK. But nonetheless, I was very proud of that. I was very proud of the fact that when things were tough, me and my mom were basically on government benefits, which is basically if you can prove your income is below a certain point and stuff like that. Yeah, that helped us get through a bit of the rougher period that we had. So I was always very, very proud of almost being like a British taxpayer. But look, I'm just gonna be very honest with you. Basically from the second I started my business, I've had different structures all over the world. Like, it's so funny, I've had people be like, oh, but your company in the UK, the filing is, yeah, my company in the UK. You can have companies in many, many different places. And just because I moved to Dubai a year ago, that doesn't mean that I haven't had structures in many places around the world. So yeah, it's very funny. If you know anything about me, and if we ever try in real life, you'll know that if I had to go into any profession, it would basically be tax law. Basically, I'd be serving wealthy people, trying to help them not evade, avoid as much tax as humanly possible. Now comes into the moral thing of like, oh, are you not paying your fair share and all of this stuff? And it's like, to the UK, I've paid millions in taxes. And yeah, you know, with the help of some very, very good lawyers, from day one of starting my business, I did many things to get my bill down as much as possible. So I paid millions over the year, and you kind of just have to look at it and go, where's my money going? Because if you're a UK or a US or a French taxpayer, your money is going towards starting wars in countries and bringing peace to countries that don't need your peace. Like, if you actually look at where the taxpayer money is going, it is disgusting. And to me, it is so funny. You know, all these people are like, oh, you need to pay your fair share and blah, blah. Like, look, you know who pays majority of the taxes? It's the top 1%. I think the top 1% pays something like 70% of the taxes. So the top 1% pays 70% of the taxes. And by the way, that's after, as a business owner, having to pay ridiculous taxes like sales taxes, VAT, corporate tax, like all of this stuff. And by the end, you're left with so little as a business owner. And by the way, these business owners are the same people that are employing everyone. So like, people want to villainize wealthy people. And yes, there are some wealthy people who have absolute disregard for the world and are just disgusting. But quite frankly, most of the time, they're people like the bankers. They're not the business owners. And by the way, you know, the other thing that people need to realize is like, the tax laws are written by the wealthy people for wealthy people. Like, for example, I could go back to UK tomorrow and never pay tax ever again. I actually didn't leave the UK because of tax. I left the UK because, once again, you're sat there, they're telling you you can't leave your house and you're expected to pay millions a year in taxes. Why are you paying taxes when I go back to UK and I can't even wear a watch because it's not safe enough? I live in Dubai. There's no taxes there. I can wear a $500,000 watch, and I do wear a $500,000 watch. And you know, sometimes I'll go to the beach, I forgot to take it off. I'll just leave it on my day bed. I know no one's gonna steal it. So you look at it and you're like, what are you paying for? Like, what are these countries actually doing for you? So when you look at it that way, look, if you're stuck in these countries, try to get your tax bill as low as humanly possible. And if possible, just leave. Like, what are these countries doing for you? And I just think everyone who has a pitchfork, but just remember, guys, I don't come from money. Like, I'm new money. Me and my mom were on government benefits. My mom worked for the NHS. And even me, when we were poor, I looked at wealthy people and I'm like, I don't blame you. Like, you're being villainized and you're not the villain. So yeah, that's my long-winded response to the tax system. Look, never do anything illegal, never evade taxes. That's the one headache you definitely don't want to get into, but avoid them, you know, at all costs. Why would you not?